Welcome, gamers, to this week's episode of Last Call Gaming. We are on episode 34. My name is Craig Perales, and the guy that knows how to pick out a six-pack better than my dad at the grocery store, Mandrew Montemayor.
Your dad came back?
For once in his life. But guys, before we get started, we've got to point it out, we are drinking Full Sail Amber Organs Original. Now,
the best!
We're not getting paid for this, but this actually is a really good tasting beer. It's a 6.0. Andrew picked it out. Andrew, what caught your eye?
You can almost say that it's ridiculously tasty.
It is ridiculously tasty.
As it says on the bottle.
Because we're always nervous about cracking the tops and just, seeing what they're going to taste like. It's like, God damn it, do I got to deal with two of these?
A nice dog shit beer.
And this one's really good. So if you pause the episode, go find it, pop one with us. You can either be on Team Andrew or Craig. Drink when I drink when he does. That might be fun for people to play. At least for Gino, maybe.
Well, I didn't realize you were going to show me up so early in the show, but okay.
Well, hey, we're on episode 34. We got to start giving the fans something to play along with. So, guys, one of the stories we are bringing up today is E3. Now, E3 is an event that runs from June 9th to the 11th. Now, it is way early. We're in January to start talking about this thing, but as news arises, it is our duty, nay, our obligation to tell you about it. So, Sony is making a splash that echoes kind of what they did last year. Andrew, walk me through a little on what they're doing.
They said that they are not going to be at E3 2020 this year, and instead they're going to focus on their global event strategy, which is, I'm sure they're going to have their own thing in February, a PlayStation event where they'll do the console reveal, maybe the price later on, but just lots of little events like they do with like PSX, Gamescom. It seems like a lot of people are really kind of abandoning E3. I heard that I read online, and take it for the rumor for what it is that Sony just got into a disagreement with the ESA, which is who runs E3, over what, I don't know, but that's kind of what was on the forums. And realistically, Sony is in the point of power, because E3, especially when you're launching a console, they should be begging to have you there versus the other way around, because they could put out something tomorrow. They could put out an hour presser. They could put out a 15-minute presser. I would watch it. Same with Nintendo Directs. Like, it seems to be like a lot more of these little events where the focus is only on you is exactly where it's at. Especially if they do it in a time like, let's say, February. Xbox isn't going to talk about anything until E3. So why not do something? You're on everybody's tongue from whatever to whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's one of these things where they did it last year, and it kind of shook everything up. Everyone's like, wow, why is Sony not doing anything? But at the time, it was realized that Sony didn't really have a lot to show off for E3 for the rest of the year.
And it was a good move on their part.
Their big thing was coming in 2020. Now, this is why we're talking about it, is they're flat out saying they're not going to be it again. Like Andrew was saying, it was rumored, it was the Kotaku news editor, Jason Schreier, was suggesting that they had an issue with that. So I'm not sure if that would be a situation to not show off something. It does seem like they want to do more of their own showcasing. Like Andrew was saying, their global kind of little tour they're doing. They started off with the CES show doing the logo reveal.
Right.
So there's tons of different things they can do throughout. Now, is that the smart move? Yeah, I mean, it worked for them last year. If you got the best two game consoles selling of all time, they're not making any wrong moves. Does it take any weight away from what it means to watch or attend E3? Yeah, because Sony's the biggest thing out there right now. But it could give something else to shine, like Nintendo's got a lot of things that are coming out towards the end of the year. And so is Microsoft. Xbox has, it's dropping its new console. The big thing, though, they're doing is they're saying there's no good... Phil Spencer said they're for sure going to be there.
They're for sure going to be there.
But they're not launching any exclusives.
They're for sure going to be there, but they are already working on the event. And now from a separate... And again, just to show completely different mindsets, they are going to be there. It's something they're going to focus on, being with everybody. They've been doing that the past few years, trying to build up their E3 more and more.
Right, because now we got to look at what are they going to do at E3. The space is wide open. What's Xbox going to do?
Exactly. So from a separate interview, just to show the different mindsets, Matt Booty, who is the...
Booty clacking everywhere.
In an interview said that Xbox will have no exclusives as far as between consoles. So the Series X games will play up or down with the X or with the S. I'm not sure if it'll scale down all the way to the original Xbox One, but he said that he wanted people that that buy an Xbox, bought one this year, last year, to not feel like they're getting burned, to feel like they're making an investment into this community, which I think that it goes both ways, because I think that is a good, that is good there are people who are in early adopters like you or me who are going to jump on it day one. But I'm sure there's some people out there who maybe just buy one this year, and now with the promise of, I'll be able to play whatever. Sure, why not? It's cheaper than ever. Why not go and grab one? Whereas someone might not necessarily, because PlayStation, they haven't come out to say anything. But again, that you quoted Jason Schreier, because I had one from him too on Kotaku, that the rumblings that he's heard, and usually he's a pretty reliable source, is that PlayStation 5 will have exclusives that are PS5 only. So I'm sure that's gonna hurt PS4 sales, which it's already, a huge number. But to have something like that out there, I'd be a lot more hesitant. Whereas someone else who's like, okay. It goes both ways, because now the Xbox One can still go, because they seem like they're more about the family, whereas PlayStation 5 it's not an anti-consumer move, as some people could take it, you know what I mean?
You're right. I'm looking at it where it's weird to think that, like, the biggest thing a lot of new consoles have when they come out, or the big sellers, are exclusive games to go out and buy it. So It is a very odd thing that it's not going to start with something, but it is going to have Halo. But at this point, we're seeing that Halo is going to be able to
scale down to the other
if it's on
consoles,
the Game Pass, like at day one, then the PC is going to naturally get it. So if you look at that as not being exclusive on a console, that's one way to take it. I just hope they're not. I don't hope it doesn't take 2 years before we start seeing a good, because I don't get how you buy all these first party companies and you don't have one exclusive game like that's just for the X. But they are, like Andrew's saying, they are kind of hinting on this family thing. It's gonna be able to play every disc you've ever owned on any Xbox. So you will be able to do that, which no other system up until this point has been able to do.
But I don't want to be in the same boat like you were saying, like before, like where I have all these dumbed down games because the 360, everyone was making shit for the 360 and the PS3.
What do you mean?
Like at the start of the when Xbox One first came out and PlayStation 4 first came out, a lot of the games that are coming down were on all four consoles.
Oh, right,
but they didn't. Some games weren't running right, not utilized correctly. Some stuff had to be clipped because they were doing whatever, or some ports were even just straight up dropped. So like Mortal Kombat X, they got it out. It was a good game. I thought it looked good, but they just straight up canceled the port that was supposed to be for the PS3.
Can we get the same thing like Assassin's Creed, where we get an Xbox One X version and then an Xbox One Series X version, and they play on two different systems separately, like how they did with Rogue and was it Black Flag?
Syndicate?
Was it Syndicate that came out?
And
they made one for the 360 and one for the Xbox One. Was it right? Isn't that what they were doing?
It was something
like that. It was very odd. I liked them. I enjoyed both games. I know a lot of people shit on Rogue, but it's just interesting because this is a lot of big space. So if Xbox One X, and they're saying, are doubling down on this show, but with no first party, exclusives to this machine, what are they going to show off? I mean, I'm assuming Phil Spencer's going to show off something that's going to show off what this thing can do, but it's going to be third party games. It's going to be nothing that's going to be, if it's on an exclusive day oneer, then it's going to be something that is going to be down the line.
That could be an interesting thing too, is he's saying that they're not going to have any first party. But that's not to say that Ubisoft is like, we're not making anything for whatever now, we're just going to focus on the Series X and the PS5 and that's it. So third party could likely do something like that.
Yeah, but I
don't see it happening.
Now my merits are resting on a third party system versus Microsoft, the system that I'm buying. But the other thing we got to look at is, and we talked about it in the last episode, is, Switch could stand to gain here. Switch is, there's still rumors of what their big system's going to be. We're probably going to get that information at an E3. Unless they do a Nintendo Direct, which, they've been known to do throughout the year. E3 would be a good time to actually shine the light on what they're actually going to do.
I just think it kind of sucks that this might be the year we actually end up going, and it could be the worst
It'll be the best one because it'll be the first one we go to. It'll be sick.
Yeah, I'll always let it live on forever in my memories.
The only odd thing is it's like Tuesday to Friday? 9, 10, 11, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Usually it sounds like it starts on
now we got to call off work days? I won't stand for it.
Yeah.
So you guys are hearing us talk about E3. It is early in the running, but Sony's not going to be in it. Good move, bad move. Xbox has a lot. Phil Spencer says they're going to be there and they're going to shine. What could it possibly be?
Yeah, personal
Nintendo
question.
Switch. Yeah.
I mean,
what are they going to boom out? Because they had big games like people are talking Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Prime 4 kind of had a small little teaser at the last one. Could that be a game that they shine? Because I would be very happy if Sony's completely gone, but Xbox and Switch dominate it and blow me out of the water with like some good innovation, what Xbox I'm assuming is going to kind of do, or just blow me away with some good games that Switch has been growing. Every day I hear a new game on Switch and I'm like, dude, fuck yes.
I do like E3, but I hate having to wait till that time of the year to get big news. I like it being sparse throughout the year. So like seeing multiple little events, because there's nothing more I hate, and everyone I say it all the time, is when I see the same game at like five different fucking conferences, and it's the same clip of the game like over and over and over. Like Final Fantasy VII now. How many times have I seen that fucking game, seen the same gameplay parts over and over and over? But
at least once more, as always.
At least once more with Swan.
As always. So, anything else you want to add on the E3 showcasing that they're going to do? I mean, we're going to be talking about this a lot more the closer we get to it. This is just kind of, this is what we already know.
A tip of the ice, boy.
Yeah. So, anything left on that?
Nah, I'm good on that one.
Okay, guys. So, the other big thing that happened like a fucking snowball rolling down a hill and gaining momentum and gaining size is games are just being delayed left and right. Now, I want to point out, because I said this in a few episodes back when we talked about the Doom delay. I said this is either going to be a one-time thing that you can't really criticize because the only answer they're giving is that the game needs to be more polished, or it's going to snowball effect and everyone's going to start using this get out of jail free card to start pushing their games back when they know they're not ready. So noticeably speaking are Final Fantasy VII got pushed back, Avengers and Cyberpunk.
Yeah, but first, Final Fantasy VII and Avengers got pushed back. And then at one point, it was Resident Evil 3 coming out April 3rd, Final Fantasy VII coming out April 10th, and then Cyberpunk, I think, was... I
wasn't going to get the dates.
April 16th. No, I'm just talking about how those three were like back to back to where we were like, shit, dude, how are we going to beat all these games like back to fucking back? There's no time.
They all got squeezed into the same little window. And I don't know, you read these things and it's just... You can't be mad at them because it says, "Oh, we're polishing the game." Okay, well, I'd rather play a polished game. But before we get into kind of more of this, I'm just mad because like if these games weren't done, then you knew they weren't done. There's no way you set this date for April 16th and now it's being released in September and you didn't know it was going to take that long.
I have a different mindset of the two. So with let's go over the dates first. The new dates and then Final Fantasy VII has now been moved from March 3rd to April 10th. So about a month there.
Which is 5 weeks.
Cyberpunk is April 16th, now moved to September 1st.
Which is 19 weeks.
And then Avengers is May 15th to September 4th.
Which is 15 weeks.
So, what I took from it, because, again, it was all just, these games need more time, they need to polish, but I felt like there was different tones between the two. Final Fantasy VII is only delayed less than a month.
But it's the second delay.
It's its second delay.
I mean, it's its second delay.
But it wasn't as long that it doesn't bug me.
So what's it gonna, is it going to keep doing this little move? Let's just move it back a little bit. No one's going to get mad. It's just a month. It's like, if it's not done, just say when it's done.
If there's one more move, then yeah, there's reason to worry. But I would say,
third time's the charm.
With how little they've moved that one, I think that game's completely fine.
And that's the one I will wait for, because I've been waiting for it since 1997. For some of that.
So. I think that's the game that could have moved it another year, and people would bitch about it now, but they would still fucking play it when it comes out. But I have faith in that game. That one doesn't worry me.
We've seen gameplay. There's hour long of gameplay. We've seen the footage. We know it's there. If they know what it's missing, then sure. But all the people that preloaded, because before you get into the other thing I'm mad about is imagine all the people that took time off. I know plenty of people that take time off.
Have to go and do their schedule now.
Do their schedule, and they do it a month or two in advance to make sure they have it, because sometimes you need to do that. And now those days are fucked. And you get a game that Cyberpunk you wanted to beat, it's now pushed back 19 weeks?
Yeah, so in Cyberpunk's statement, they're talking about how that one arguably the biggest pushback, but they're saying how they want this game to not just to be polished, but they want it to be their
golden goose, or what was it?
Yeah, their crowning achievement for this generation.
And they had a nice little thing. I'll put it up.
Yeah, they want this game to set the precedent of what they stand for this generation. And so that, with after the other games that they put out, or like The Witcher, which some people would say is already the game of this generation, that's something that I'm willing to wait for. I believe in it. That does not make me worry about this game. But I think that that's what they're doing. The one that does make me worry is Avengers, which already looked like shit and hot fire, is now pushed back that far. So who knows what they could even really do with that. And I think that's a game that arguably might get pushed back again, because now that's actually 3 days away from Cyberpunk. So Avengers actually moved first, and then Cyberpunk right after, and I think Avengers is going to move again, personally.
Yeah, good. Well, it's one thing to look at all these games and know that something's wrong with them. You look at Avengers. We all noticed that thing looked like shit. We've seen better trailers of it come out since, so, if it's getting pushed back to September, in my mind, they knew that they needed the date. Cyberpunk, they were saying, if you read the statement, they were saying the game's playable everything's ready. It's just one of their modes, I believe, is so big. They want it to run correctly. They don't want to have a Fallout 77 version where things aren't working. 76. So I don't mind that. And of course, Final Fantasy 7 is being pushed back, and it's not by much. I'm curious though, but like Andrew was saying though, that now our calendar, instead of being spread out, which is what we were looking at giveaways, because we're planning around this.
Yeah.
And we're looking at, we have a map of what we want to be and play and what we pre-order. This all gets kind of moved around, and when certain things like this get pushed into a smaller calendar, it's just, it definitely becomes a tight season. And I'm wondering if they're ever going to get to a point where they're kind of like movies, where when they start seeing things like that, instead of being pushed back for polish, if they start getting pushed out of there for sales, like they just don't want it to be. Oh, I'm sure. I know they already did, but I see mainly like sports and first-person shooter games, but like big games like this, big AAAs.
Like I said, I think Avengers is going to move just.
I was saying, who do you think's blinking first? I think Avengers would have to. They'd be the one that stand the most to move.
There's no way
Avengers, based on nothing more than sales.
Yeah, there's no way Avengers is going to stand up to Cyberpunk at all. So I see that game definitely moving. Like I said, I'm glad that it did shift, because when Final Fantasy VII went to April, I was like, damn, dude, Resident Evil 3, Final Fantasy VII, and Cyberpunk, all three back to back now.
Yeah, the only reason I will like it at this point is because there's enough on my plate. when push comes to shove, when we get to those other games, it's going to be stacked. But right now, I need a little breathing room. I'm playing. Well, we'll talk about that.
I think right now I don't really have anything towards the end of the year, so I think Cyberpunk fitting in September right now. I don't know if off the top of my head, I don't know anything else that's around that time. I think that's a perfect time frame for it to be, because that's the kind of game, if it's anything like The Witcher, which people say, oh, however many fucking hours to beat, it looks a lot more interesting to me than I am in The Witcher, but who knows, I'll try it. That around this time period, I will be ready for a game of that magnitude.
Yeah, it's just weird, because I gotta say again, I called it last year. I said this is gonna open up the floodgates. It's January 16th. We're halfway through the first month of the new year, and this many games are already being pushed back. I'm curious to see what other pushbacks are gonna happen throughout the rest of this year, and their excuse, because you can't blame them for the excuse of saying the game needs more polish, guys. It's not ready. Because then you can't criticize that. You can't be like, oh, well, if the game needs more polish, if it needs more polish, then it needs more polish. But it's like 3-4 games in 1 month, not even 2 weeks. What's going to happen next? And that's what I'm nervous about. Give me the date that's hard, regardless. Like, don't keep dicking me around with like, oh, okay, let's push it back 4.5 months. It's fine. It's like, what? Come on. You're selling the pre-orders on this game coming out, and now you're pushing it back. So where's the compensation? I guess I'm speaking for the little guy, because it doesn't bother me. I'm going to play them all day one, but it's just like, come on. This is what you're selling the game on. It's coming March. It's coming April. We're revolving schedules around it. Now it's not. Now it's coming out in September.
That's a first world problem, man.
It is, and you know what? I'm first world mad about it. So, anything else you want to get onto delays, or is that it?
No, that's all I really had for that. I mean, either way, I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I am curious what you guys think about it. Does the delay bother you? Does it affect anything, or are you more like Andrew? It'll be here.
I'll bitch about it, but I'm gonna play day one.
Or like me, day one, but I'm gonna have a grumpy face on me, like. So leave your comments down below, guys. Let us know. So. Without further ado,
yeah, you ready to riff?
Time for some ripping. So guys, let's get into the first one, and this one really caught my eye. So if you're a big fan of theme parks and a big fan of video games, you can now get both with Super Nintendo World. Now this thing is a construction piece that started on June 2017. It is in Osaka, Japan. It took roughly $351 million. And what it is...
I love the idea of it.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's a combined theme park with Universal Studios that takes the theme park essential rides with all the Nintendo IP. And one of the big things that they had that were standing out is there's definitely going to be a Mario Kart ride. Now, I don't know if that was supposed to be like a bumper cart kind of thing or an actual racetrack, but that was coming. And then they have these... I'm calling them jump bands. I don't know if they called it anything else, but these interactive bands that'll let you collectively get coins and like.
Is that what that was? I thought those were watches.
Well, yeah, they're bands that let you interact with the park. Kind of like how when you go to Harry Potter and your wand can do certain things, your band's going to be able to interact in a Nintendo way. Andrew, Mario Kart's there. We've got the bands. What else? I mean, what possibilities do we have with this thing?
I don't know. I think the idea of it looks pretty cool, and I mean,
it's about time. I mean, I'm surprised at why it took so long.
This has been something they've been working on for a while. We've had like leaked plans and kind of schematics. So I think the layout of it looks great. And I am all for one for something like that.
One for all?
But I think Japan's already got like a lot of shit like that. So I think they even have like a world for like Gundam. They already have all kinds of anime stuff. So I want to see what something like this, if it ever makes it, I want to see something like that in America and what that does. Like, what are the numbers like? The sales is bad, is it good? What does that do for pop culture.
Yeah, because it's Japan obviously is I'd
The
call it
birthing
the
point, yeah.
gaming capital of all this stuff, and of course, why not start it there? But they also said that there's announcement for one that's gonna be in Singapore, no date, but that's the only other one. So as far as something coming to North America anytime soon, I wouldn't count on it. But book a ticket and go to Japan and then go have fun with that, because I definitely want to check that out. And then it's coming. It's supposed to be released, so this isn't something next year. This is supposed to be coming summer 2020. So if you guys are vacationists or you want to go travel, go check that out. Yeah, because I actually plan on doing that, and I'll let you guys know when I do it. And Andrew, I'm gonna invite him right now, but we'll see if he goes.
Fuck. I would fly for that.
Would you? How about this? We take a boat.
As soon as
We take a boat from California to Japan.
maybe the fans will pay for it.
Oh,
Send me and Craig on a nice little romantic trip.
yeah, you guys, the winner of next contest can buy us that prize.
Fuck.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll give you a $30 game discount. My riff actually is going to be beating a dead horse because I think it deserves it. Resident Evil 3 put out another trailer, more specifically about the Nemesis that shows a lot more of Jill, especially in her encounters and how he's like stalking you down. You see new monsters, you see the hunters, you see more of the environment. And it even looks like there's so much that's already been changed. There's like more people where there shouldn't be. It even looks like there's already been a scene where you're in a train car and that's kind of where you're hunkered down for a little bit as a base with like Nikolai and everyone else before that takes off. But it looks like on the other end of the train in a separate car, there's a lot more people than maybe what were there originally. So maybe those are like civilians that can be saved along the way, or that's just something they're adding to feel like, okay, it's not just this. It's not two people surviving. There is other people. Whether or not the Nemesis fucking kills them right away, I wouldn't care. It's the fact that other people are there, and it's not just, the two people that survived out of this huge fucking population.
Right, like it always is in every other game. Is the trailer just called, is it the Nemesis trailer? Is that what they were calling it?
Yeah, it's just Resident Evil 3 trailer, and then it's Resident Evil Nemesis trailer.
Dude, he looks like a fucking G.
Yeah, I really kind of wasn't crazy about his like new design.
Oh man, I had me read. I was like,
yeah, I didn't care for it at first, but I absolutely love it now. I think it's absolutely great.
Did he always? I've never really been playing Resident Evil 3 younger. Did he always have the flamethrower?
No.
Okay, because that thing was sick. I was like, dude, he's just like walking down and he fucking blasted her. She's getting up that ladder. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, he didn't have a flamethrower. I forget what he had. I know at one point he has a rocket launcher, but I don't know if I'm getting mixed up with a shitty movie, but it's a guilty pleasure movie that I actually like. Resident Evil 1 and 2. I can watch those ones, but he has like the fucking minigun, and that's what I picture in my head. But
yeah, I watched the trailer.
I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have that. I think he just punches you most of the time, and then he has like the rocket launcher.
Yeah, so not only does he rip the shit out of you when he grabs you, but his fucking flamethrower is now he has range.
Yeah,
it's spooky.
Either way, made me even more hyped for it, for a game launching in April 3rd, and who knows what other things we're discussing.
Oh, so
you know, we forgot to come out with a hard definitive stop date. I'll find that out while you do this.
Definitive stop date?
Yeah, for
certain things? Okay, you figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the other riff, guys, I had was the only reason I bring it up is because it's a little out of character for them. There's rumors, and it's pretty much, I think, guaranteed that Horizon Zero Dawn, a game that came out in 2017 as an exclusive for Sony PlayStation 4, is going to be making moves to PC. So this, from what I was reading, came from 3 anonymous sources. They didn't want to be named because there was more going on behind the scenes. But this takes a closer eye at what Sony's kind of seeing as the writing on the wall. There's just more money to be made if you take great exclusives off of your thing and put them onto PC. Don't move them around the 3 mains in terms of consoles, but PC, the master system, whatever you kids call it at home, is a place to where things can still be rebirthed and replayed. And you're seeing that a lot with Microsoft. Microsoft was doing that from day one with the whole Game Pass. They're allowing their games, like the Halo Master Chief Collection is now fully on PC. So if you're taking a game that came out 3 years ago. I like what they're doing. If Sony's going to take their big games and take them in a 3-year interval and then maybe put them on a PC, there's no lose to that. It's still, when it launches,
the game already sold what it was going to. Yeah,
and all it's going to do is collect all the extra dollars. And hey, I don't know how they can be mad at that. Now, I'm curious, though, what other games they're going to start doing, because Death Stranding, I believe, is already slated to launch on the PC, right? Kojima's game was never not supposed to be on
I don't
that.
think
It's
so.
just
Yeah,
console-wise, it was only going to be that. So, because they run on the same system. So,
I mean, how could they not
Want more money?
Yeah, exactly. We met Shuhei Yoshida, and he personally whispered in my ear that he stuffs his pillow with $100 bills.
I was making out with. It's just one of those things where why not? And we're getting to that point where they're clearly saying that Microsoft and Nintendo are having this firm relationship of kind of this cross-pollination, as well as Xbox letting Minecraft stay on Sony. It's only natural that Sony starts doing something that's more than just their console. And if you're going to open up any doors, PC seems like it would be the one that would make the most sense without adding clout to any other console that it's having issues with and war with. So
right, because I don't know. There's lots of people who always look at PC in terms of the console wars, and I've never once looked at it.
I've never have, because your PC. If you're a PC gamer, you have your PC and you just constantly update it. No one goes out and starts buying a new PC because they see a good game come out. I mean, there are those people, but if you're
those are few and far between.
Yeah,
versus...
if you're PC gaming, you've had your same PC and you've been upgrading. Where I buy a new system every 4 or 5 years. 8. Whatever, 8.
Seven.
We're out of the 90s and the 2000s.
Right.
Did you figure out whatever you need to figure out?
Yeah. Are we going to do that giveaway? Are we going to talk about that? The one we were talking about before?
Let's hold off until next. Unless you want to. It's up to Andrew.
Yeah. So, we were talking about it before, and that's why I didn't hammer down.
So, we are done with riffs.
Oh, let me hit that.
Okay.
We are actually going to give away a copy of Resident Evil 3.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I forgot. We have so many different things going on, guys. So, this is what we're giving away now. Andrew, walk us through it.
Oh, you thought we were talking about the other?
Yeah.
The big one.
I was like, we can't do that.
Yeah, no, we don't have the big one ready yet. So, we are going to be doing other stuff. But either way, we're going to give away a copy of Resident Evil 3 because, why not? It's a game I'm harping about all the time. So, I'd rather pass that enjoyment along to someone else. Maybe someone who wasn't even anticipating getting it. You can get it now. So, this episode right now is going to count. And I was looking at the calendar right now. So, the last episode that will count is going to be on the 20th.
Oh, the hard date. Now I get it.
Yeah.
I was playing along.
It's going to be the 20th. That's going to give you 6 entries to win. We'll announce the winner on the 27th. The game comes out on the 3rd. We'll let you know before we'll let you know before the game comes out that you've won, of course. So that way you don't have to pay for it, accidentally buy it, whatever. You can cancel your pre-order. As soon as we get it, we'll ship it out to you. Same thing as always. Get your digital code. Whatever it is you prefer, the platform of your choice. Only thing you have to do is be subscribed. Of course, leave that like. And
hashtag RE3. Let's just do that.
Hashtag RE3.
You guys saw in the last video how we count them. Hashtag matters. Yeah. Hashtags matter.
Yep, hashtag RE3. That's the only thing that we need. You can leave whatever else you want to on there. And of course, the easiest way to stay up to date with anything we put out is to hit that notification button because that's going to tell you as soon as we put out another video. So, enter in for that one, starting today.
And even if you guys if you win it and don't want it, just give it back to us. I'll take it. I'll play it. So, we got some time running. Do you want to go over what you're playing at all?
Sure, I am actually
in a very quick scenario because I don't think we've talked about what we're playing. You guys know we're always playing something. So what are you playing?
I'm playing Luigi's Mansion 3 right now, and I'm absolutely loving it.
I'm gonna borrow it when you're done.
Christian actually got it for me, so shout out to Vargas.
I'm gonna play a lot more Switch games and a lot more PlayStation games this year because last year was few and far between. So how are you liking it?
I'm loving it. I'm vacuuming the shit out of everything.
Nice.
And that, I didn't really think about it too. Because I'm like, all right, I'll play this game, and I'm just going to run through it because that's all I really, I'm just going to beat it. There's no achievements. I don't care. But then there's sometimes
it's nice to have a break, though, right? You don't have to worry about nothing.
I'll tell you how they got me. Okay. Is there's gems that you can collect, but it's not so much that you get the gem. It's that once you collect the special gem, and there's different kinds, there are different shapes, there's different colors. So it's sets of 7, I think, for each one. Some are shaped like diamonds, others like opals, ruby, whatever, the different forms of them. But as soon as you get one, even though it's a color, it brings up the 6 slots, and it shows you which ones you have and which ones you're missing. So I'm like, fuck, well, damn it, where's this thing at?
You want to go find it?
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'll find myself, and I see one. The other day, it took me 30 minutes to figure out fucking how to get this one that's high up, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, if I try and do this and that, and I'm trying all these fucking different scenarios, but I'm absolutely loving the game. Nice. Everything about it. The story's been great so far. It looks good. The only thing I hate, actually, there's 2 things I hate about it.
Be quick.
Is every time you go in the elevator, because you're playing in a hotel this time called The Last Resort. Love the name. It's cool as fuck. But it plays the same cutscene where Luigi goes to put in the button, and then the button screws itself in, and he's like, oh, and it does it for every single fucking button you get. And I'm like, God, that's annoying. But 2, it tells you where to go. So like, let's say they tell me to go get this briefcase for somebody. I'm like, okay, I'm on this floor. I'm going to visit every other room on the way between. And like every fucking like 2 minutes, it's like, hey, where are you at? You're taking too long. Go get the briefcase. Go get the briefcase. I'm like, fuck, dude. That's why I posted that Pulp Fiction meme. It's like, I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
That was good. Nice.
Yourself.
Game Pass is doing me a lot of favors, but I haven't talked about it in a while. A long time ago, made a power hour called Video Game Power Hour by LastCall Productions.
Make sure you watch it. It's good.
Yeah, I want to beat every game on there. I tried to do it last year. I'm aiming for finishing off the last 4 or 5 games I have. The last one was The Witcher 3. I haven't wanted to play it because I know it's a big fucking game. Started it up. Really was annoyed because I want to go do everything.
Dude, I'm sitting over here watching and I'm like, this game looks like shit because there's too much to do.
There's too much to do. I love the lore. I'm on level like 12. I'm now kind of more figuring out the mechanics of the game in terms of like building my character, how to use the mutagens. Overall, I'm liking it, but I know there's just not enough time for me to enjoy it to it's 100% because I've got other games to start playing. So I'm trying to beat as fast as I can, even though I know I shouldn't be rushing this game, but I am finally playing it. I am really liking it. So with that being said, what's coming out this today that we want to tell the kids?
Speaking about the games we need to play,
a game that I have to play starting tonight is
Kakarot. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm actually crazy looking forward to it and play it as soon as I get home.
We pre-ordered it. It's ready to go.
So yeah, already downloaded it. So if you got it, let us know what you think in the comments about that because I'm crazy interested to see this game.
It releases midnight at the 16th and then its full releases tomorrow on the 17th. So if you have it, you can start playing it. I
want to know more specifically if you did not watch the show as a child. If you
is it appealing?
If you haven't seen the show and you get the game, or if you got the game, is it even appealing to you? Because I have seen some people say like,
what the fuck is this?
Some people love it. Some people are like, it's a little miss. I haven't seen anyone say it's bad, but a lot of people say as long as you love the show, you'll really enjoy the game because you're just replaying that story. So I want to know what that's like for someone who hasn't read the show or read the manga or had any sort of affiliation with Dragon Ball Z. Maybe this just caught their eye and they're like, hey, you know what? This looks cool. I'm going to try this out.
And it's odd because most of the old school Dragon Ball Z games were just kind of Tekken, Street Fighter fighting games. They've kind of developed this narrative kind of exploration type game. This is supposed to be more of an open world, I think, sandbox type of game that has what you said, a 40-hour story. They're kind of pinning on it.
Yeah,
of gameplay time. Where most of those games you can beat in 10.
Right. So I doubt that it's going to be 40 hours. But I mean, either way,
even if it's more than 28, 25, 30,
if that main story is 40 hours, I'm fine with that
because it'll be the beefiest game out there for its genre.
I love the fucking show. I watch clips all the time on my fucking YouTube. That's what I do every night before I go to bed. Is I'm always just scrolling through my recommended for me, and it's always clips of Dragon Ball Z or other fucking things.
And sometimes you can't tell the difference between the cutscenes and the show because it's so good. So guys, if you got it pre-ordered, go check it out. If you don't, and you're gonna pick it up over the weekend, let us know. So that is the end of the episode. Unless there's anything you want to go on, Andrew.
No, I'm good, baby.
Okay, guys. So until next episode, guys, hang in there. Keep drinking. My name is Craig Perales. That is Mandrew Montemayor. And until next time.
Hashtag RE3.
RE3 hashtag cheers. You suck.
Hey, how's it feel to lose game of the year, asshole?
Oh, fuck. Nice game, douchebag.
Yeah.
No, I'm not like this.
I forgot. Did you recognize Adam when we walked in? Or did I walk by and say something to you? Or did we both
Adam.
From Inside Gaming? Or did we confer on that together? Because I think I turned around to tell you, and I think you're like, yeah, you know, I was about to say something to you.
I think that's kind of how it happened. I don't know. We were pretty drunk by that point. That was already like 2 yardies at that one bar. Oh, where did we go? That wasn't Buffalo's. It was a
Yard House.
Yeah. It could be Penantic. Yeah, it was already like after that, and then a couple beers, and then getting mad because it took forever to get a bartender. And then, because he wasn't there when we walked in, was he?
I can't believe we didn't ask Major Nelson for a picture. That would have been pretty cool. Because he would have, because he stopped saying hi, asked us about the show and shit. He would have taken a picture.
Yeah, and I hope he would have blown off every other fucking dork.
It was only us right there, too. So that would have been perfect, too.
Well, at least we know what we're going to do next year. I'm really looking forward to next year.
Yeah, next year
is no whole bar. It's just going to be, hey.
I really blew it by not fucking saying hi to Miyazaki. Like, I fucking knew in my heart and soul it was him because I watched his interviews in fucking subtitles.
I'm not going back and saying hi to Greg.
Miller?
Yeah.
Oh, I said hi to him.
I know. I was just like,
I shook his hand and
I was like,
everything.
what am I gonna do? Go fucking.
And then when I was listening to Colin's episode, I was like, yeah, I met that asshole. I hate that guy. I was like, you know, why did I shake his hand? Next year I won't be starstruck.
Yeah.
He's a lot taller in person. I thought he was going to be shorter.
Yeah, dude, all those guys that I think are like average height are all 6'2", it feels like. Unless I'm a lot shorter than I think I am.
Except for, dude, I'm so glad fucking that Shuhei stopped for us, so that was cool. And that's just from, I only know what he looked at from watching Podcast Beyond and fucking PSI Levy and shit like that, that I know who Shuhei Yoshida is.
And at least we've been that close to Hideo.
After he blew us off.
He blew off everybody though, so.
Hideo, you lost Game of the Year. How's it feel, bro? Tell me. Into my phone.
He goes, just as good as it feels like you've never been nominated.
Oh. when he's like, have you met my good pal Norm? No? Alright.
Oh, fuck. Do you wake up and have breakfast with Norm? Probably doesn't feel as bad as that.
Yeah. Hey, do you wake up side by side next to Norm in matching pajamas? I don't think so.
Fuck. He has Kojima pajamas and I got Walking Dead's.
On the back it says pajamas by Hideo Kojima, like his games.
Fuck. It says Ko on one cheek and there's Kojima right there.